Are you an indie podcast or content creator looking to reach a wider audience? Look no further. Introducing Podcastic, the ultimate podcast network designed exclusively for indie creators like you. At Podcastic, we believe in the power of unique voices and fresh perspectives. We're here to amplify your passion and creativity, connecting you with a growing community of engaged listeners who crave original content. Podcastic is more than just a platform. It's a support system built for indie podcasters, offering a range of resources to help you succeed. From tailored promotional campaigns to professional production assistance, we're here to help you shine. Our intuitive platform makes it easy for you to be seen and heard. We do all the heavy lifting for you. You just show up and create. Plus, with our advanced analytics, you'll gain valuable insights into your audience's preferences, allowing you to refine your content and grow your fan base. Ignite your passion, expand your reach, and thrive with Podcastic. Visit our website at www.podcasticlife.com to get started. Podcastic, the home for indie podcast and content creators.
Detroit Coffee Lodge, located at 19737 James Cousin Freeway. Make yourself comfortable, just like home. Sandwiches made with love. Some of the best gourmet coffee around. Give us a call, 313-340-0960. Detroit Coffee Lodge, 19737 James Cousin Freeway. We gather, we share, we spread love at Detroit Coffee Lodge. Go to www.detroitcoffeelodge.com. Stay up to date what we got going on. Or check us out on Instagram or Facebook, Detroit Coffee Lodge.
The content you're about to hear is a part of a paid programming segment. The views, opinions, and statements expressed belong solely to the sponsor and do not reflect those of Podcastic or its host. This segment is for informational and promotional purposes only and should not be considered as advice or endorsement. Listener discretion is advised.
Rise and grind, wanna show at 9:15 a.m. Monday through Friday, great conversation, guest appearances, 'cause you experience us on the cusp of blowing up. Boom. Wake up, wake up. Rise and grind, morning show.
Hey, what's going on? There's something about that last ending that be like, Rise and Grind Morning Show. And that's exactly what it is. Monday through Friday, you watching it right here. We are ready to get to the topic, but not yet. We're going to talk a little bit, see how y'all doing, say a little bit good mornings. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. And thank you for the breath that you are breathing in your lungs right now. I am so grateful to be one of the co-hosts of this amazing show on Tuesday. I am Lake B everywhere. And
Yeah.
thank you for the breath that you are breathing. I am pushing volume up on my new 17 Pro Max.
Congratulations, you was able to get. I wasn't able to get mine. Listen, today.
Congratulations on the fact that my pockets is like empty.
Oh, yeah.
Apple got me good. and no. So let's talk about this because it's gonna be part of the topic, but this is just the topic before the topic.
I'm a midget today.
Right. You are so small. Always. 3 feet smaller than me.
Oh my God. Okay.
Like everybody. But listen, when I purchased my phone, remember we were talking about the storage. No, don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do that. Remember we were talking about the storage on the phone.
Yes.
So what I just found out yesterday, when you're dealing with Apple products, there are two forms of storages. Mm-hmm. There's your iCloud storage and there's your phone storage. Mm-hmm. Apparently this whole time my phone was blinking out because
Your iCloud.
of my iCloud storage. Mm-hmm. So I get a better phone with 512 gigabytes. Mm-hmm. That has nothing to do with the iCloud storage.
Uh-oh.
So Apple's still like, you need to buy more storage. And I'm like, but I bought a better phone. And they like, oh, wait a minute. One has nothing to do with the other.
Gotcha, bitch.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. And when I was talking to the gentleman, I'm like, is there any way to save money or anything? Because the crazy part about things, people always say things are in your cloud. Mm-hmm. But once it's deleted off your phone, it's no longer in your cloud.
Because you're deleting it off your cloud.
Right, but you would think that things stayed in the cloud so you can maintain more storage on your phone. That's what you would think. That's what I thought. Like, why do I need it?
That's a better response. That's what you thought.
I mean, I need you to stop that, okay? I'm not speaking for anybody but myself, but when you don't know the questions to ask, and it was kind of like something Renee Drake said yesterday when she was calling in. You don't know if you're not tapping into certain markets or listening to certain people that you don't really know what you need to be listening to save money or, you know.
Well, that's why I tell everybody, listen to everything. Even things that you think is frivolous, listen to it. That don't mean you have to keep it in your pocket, but definitely don't keep it in your storage neither. But it's definitely to where you listen and you know how a lot of people like me, I got a whole bunch of things that most people don't even want to know. You feel me? Like storage on iPhones and stuff, like computer storage and stuff. What's the best computer to get if you only got $700? Like, those are things you listen for.
But isn't that things that you know because that is your market?
No.
How do you know that? I'm just saying you say it no, but it is your market. It is your place to know. You use a lot of different computer systems.
No, I only use one.
No, okay, my apologies because I'm using systems. Maybe I should say devices. You use several different devices in what you do. People don't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 devices in one room, 7 in another, and 2 in another. Nobody owns 10 devices. So for a person who's owning over 10 devices, because I know you have devices at home, wouldn't you want to know the cheapest computer you could buy for $700?
I mean, No, what it is, I'm an Apple head. You know what I mean? So I keep up more so with what Apple is doing, and so I just understand Apple more than I understand like HP because HP just whack.
I just think that sometimes the credit has to be due to where your interest is as well. Because everybody doesn't have time to pay attention to every single thing. And sometimes you don't know what you should be paying attention to. Hence my original statement.
Well, I think you should pay attention to what you doing. Like your phone.
I said you don't know. I mean, I only have one phone. And the one thing that I know about Apple, if I know anything else, when Apple phones get old, they push you into another device.
See, they don't.
Okay.
I'm still on 13.
Okay.
So they don't push you. It's just that you just got.
You don't answer your phone, take pictures, or download any apps because you have 10 devices.
I do download, especially getting in the eye. I have downloaded more apps in the past 2 weeks than I have 2 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And on that 13, you're gonna be buying a 14 real quick. You download another one.
No.
Okay.
I cleaned mine out.
You did what?
I cleaned it out.
I mean, huh? You chewing and talking. We can't understand what you're saying.
No, you keep your mouth full.
I don't.
I said, I cleaned mine out.
Okay.
Nate was helping me with this computer this Sunday, and we deleted it, and I said, damn, if I restart it, maybe it's gonna restart the memory. And that's what happened.
Right, but you had help.
I mean, because he was...
You wasn't watching the video. You literally said somebody came in here and helped you. That have interest in devices like you do.
Sean said all these phones are garbage.
They are trash.
No, Sean, the phone you have is trash. Let's just put that out there.
Don't be like that to Sean. Why would you be like that to Sean?
No, I'm just talking shit with Sean. But seriously, because he got an Android. He shouldn't even have an Android. He's in the business. He need to have an Apple device. At least an iPad. You know, once you have an iPad, you pretty much know the diaspora of the Apple ecosystem.
Right. So shout out to those of you who are listening. Shout out to Sean Williams, Calvin Deal, Angie Brad. I see you guys. Some of the comments. Sean said that the phones are garbage. He also said, yup, Miles, I know a lot and I don't want to know.
No, you know.
Calvin said, good morning. Yeah. Pod life.
Yeah, pod life forever.
Pod life. And then he said, Lake B, you push yourself to the store to spend on it.
Yeah.
Most people do, but I'm going to tell you one cool thing. The reason why I ended up in the Apple store and got a chance to talk to people, 2 reasons. Reason number 1, when you listen to people who are interested in certain things, like Miles Dixon a few weeks ago, he told me about Apple's business support.
Yes.
So that was one of the reasons why I went
That's
in.
dope. That's
But you have to be interested and have a business and know that you want to push yourself to the next level. And sometimes that is just a simple conversation.
Fact.
The other thing was I wanted to check out Apple Pro. Their the augmented reality. Why are you about to spit on yourself?
Because we just said Apple Pro. Yes, I wanted to check out the whole line.
Well, they did a demonstration for King and I last night.
The things.
Yeah, they give you you a specialized headset.
Yeah.
What is cool, and this is just a small thing, but when you're signing up for the demonstration, they ask you about your vision. I only signed up for one demo because I wanted King to. It was just part of our date day yesterday. He was like, well, we can do both of you at the same time. So this man has a device and he can see everything that we see on his one iPad. And he has a split screen seeing everything that King and I are seeing and seeing what we're doing. But they put my glasses in a machine.
Yeah, to calibrate. I'm sorry, go ahead.
They put my glasses in a machine so they could put the prescription right on the eye gear itself.
Yeah.
So instead of like my son has an Oculus, when you play Oculus, you have to either have your glasses on, the glasses off on top of it. And it took less than 5 minutes to do so. I thought that he was like, give me your glasses, and he stuck it in the machine, and then they brought them out on trays.
Yeah, that's dope.
And oh gosh.
The DJ, did you experience the DJ?
I experienced Metallica concert. That was the ending of it. But I got a chance to go look at the constellations from an ocean, city, and mountain view. And then that was 360.
Yeah.
You could look behind you and everything. We had a chance to travel back to prehistoric times and walk with the dinosaurs.
Right.
And they have like this demo that takes you from a Metallica concert to being undersea on a submarine that's sinking. They take you into the mind of The Weeknd, and then you like when he steps out. Have you seen? I think it's like Interception or Inception. You remember that?
Inception.
You remember it was a part on Inception where they was like walking on the city, and when you look down, you just see the city. They had you step out of these doors, and when you stepped out, it was nothing but city below you.
Yeah, that's dope.
I mean, the experience is something that everybody should be able to see with their own eyes.
Yeah, I normally just go to the Apple store just to do things like that, like mess with like they have a new laptop, very inexpensive, $500, the Neo.
The Neo.
And if you into media, it does everything well except for gaming. It's not good at gaming, and it's not good at editing 8K video or 6K. Other than that, it does extremely well.
But what do you think it would do for photography?
Help you with Lightroom.
I mean,
Yes,
I don't use Lightroom, but
so it help you with Adobe products and the photo products.
But I mean, as far as editing that way, I should be pretty good. Because I told him I'm turning into an Apple head.
Yeah,
it's going down. Me and Apple, it is going down. Y'all might as well meet me in the club. Me and Apple.
I tell people this: Apple is one of those, and so. People think Apple just wants you to buy. They just want you to see. Matter of fact, they had a contest roughly about 2 years ago, like, what's the oldest Apple product that you have that still works? And then you have people bringing stuff in from 2005. Like it was incredible. Like, they couldn't go into the new web browser, but it still works. So I love Apple. Apple's one of those brands that's going to be around for a while.
I want to take a pause. My cousin said, give me your scarf. But, hey, I want you to check it out. Look.
It's not a scarf, it's a whole damn dress.
It is. And my mom made this.
Oh, that's she did?
Yep. My mother made it. So I want to give a shout out to my mom's skills. She actually knitted this. She crochets more than anything. But this one, she knitted, I believe.
Maybe she could crochet a Rise and Grind shirt, a sweater or something. A yellow one.
I mean, you got to get the patch made. We can put that right there. She just made me a jacket, too. A blue jean jacket with the crochet arms and hood. She working on my second one.
Well, let's support moms on her endeavors with that.
Oh, if y'all start supporting her, she'll quit. She don't like jobs.
Oh, right.
Like responsibility. So
Speaking of jobs, today we're talking about
entrepreneurship,
struggle or peace.
right? Struggle or peace.
Because that conversation yesterday sparked out some stuff in my regular life. When I got home, my boy was calling me like, "Dog, you ain't telling the truth." I was like, "Dog, I am telling the truth." Matter of fact, tune in tomorrow. Because the struggle is real as entrepreneurship. And in entrepreneurship, everything I tell people is easy, it's just not simple.
Well, the thing is, this is my personal opinion, opinions of others. I think you discount the difficulty. And when we have conversations with people, we need to stop. For one, I get the whole thing that I did it, you could do it too. But that doesn't work that way for everyone.
Yeah.
And we play it off as being easy. But no one or everyone isn't willing to make the sacrifices that comes along with being a full-time entrepreneur. And I think when entrepreneurs talk to people, you need to keep that in mind.
Well, that's why I said it's easy. It's not simple. Simple.
It's not easy.
No, it's here's what I say. The reason I say it's easy because you start your entrepreneurship off of things that you love. See, when you start off with something that you love, it's easy. It's not simple. Simplicity comes in with the return. Simplicity is the return in effect of business. When hypothetically speaking, now if I love to do podcasting, I still got to be a salesman to get people to buy into what I'm selling.
Right, but you're telling people to start off with what they love.
Yeah.
And I have to disagree with you when you use the word easy. Well, just for example, I just told you that my mom crochets and knit very well.
Yes.
But as soon as this becomes into a responsibility where she is making this her organization, it doesn't become easy for her anymore.
Because it's not simple. Because it's not simple. See, when I say easy, it's easy for her to crochet. The part comes in when she have deadlines to meet.
It's not easy for her to crochet.
Okay.
Just like, even comparing what we're doing here, getting on the mic every week, Monday through Friday, keeping the conversation fresh, not giving the same information out over and over again. To say that is easy is downplaying what's being done here.
No,
what's the easy part? Getting the mics?
The easy part is definitely getting here, unless you don't have a car.
Right.
But I'm saying the easy part is doing the work. Now, the hard part, or the not so simple part, is having a team to help build. Anyone can do this by themselves. However, it has to be a team involvement. That's where the simplicity falls off. That's where it does not become easy.
Right, but you still talking about the beginning. I sat there and I did my paperwork for our corporations this weekend. Easy. It's very easy to do that paperwork. But apparently, people are still charging people $250 to do the paperwork for them.
Yeah. So, again, it's not simple. And maybe my terminology is maybe not be correct to get across to the masses. But when I tell you what, let's use something that I know exactly for sure. Graphics. I used to love doing graphics. I mean, the day I did a business card and this lady paid me $125, I said, and I did it in 15 minutes, and my boy got to work at Ford for 6 hours to get the same pay. I said, I'm doing this. And then it became real easy for me because this is something I love to do. Now, what started becoming a headache is when I started having to meet deadlines on other people's time. When I had to start listening to what they want, and having some type of nonverbal leverage when it comes down to explaining what they need. When that came right, then it became not so simple at all. But it's very easy. Entrepreneurship is very easy because especially if you have a relationship on on your vendors and people, your suppliers.
But you are right there, and you're still at the point of entrepreneurship that most people are trying to get to. So I mean, maybe the terminology is different, and we can agree to disagree.
Okay, we can.
I just I
take, for instance, like you take pictures. If you took pictures, have you ever put yourself in a position to where you would take a picture to have value, and that's something you had to sell somebody on?
Yes.
Okay. So I have a friend named Monica Morgan. She probably one of the most renowned photographers around here in this part of the country. When she took a picture of Nelson Mandela, you know what I mean? She got $30,000 to take a picture. Time magazine bought her picture of Nelson Mandela blowing out her candles. That's $30,000. That's just one time. But then the other times when people start seeing the presidential people start seeing her work, the Obamas was like, I want Monica Morgan to shoot herself. Wherever we at, and she's nearby, bring her in.
And your point?
My point is, when you work hard at something and make it something, especially something that you love, not to discredit it saying that somebody ain't at a particular level that they're not working hard, but what I am saying is when you put yourself in position to get recognition of what you do, you're going to win.
But this is, I mean, that is a conversation switch that you just did. You switched up the total. I mean, you went from easy to telling people it's hard.
No,
and
I did not.
You did. Oh no.
If that's liquid, please find your coaster.
It is liquid.
Hey, listen, because we have a new table design that's kind of hot, so we're gonna try to keep this at least for a year. But seriously,
what I'm saying, and like you'll tell stories like that, and people will tell a story about this lady I've never heard of, and you would make it sound like what she did was easy. But I know several photographers, hundreds, that's never had the opportunity to make $30,000 off of any of their work.
Well, that's what I
said. So when people tell those isolated stories,
those not just isolated stories. It didn't just happen one time. What I'm trying to explain to you is that that's why I asked. I was very specific on what I said. I said, have you ever put yourself in a position? She has placed herself in position to do that. She was able to travel to Africa to take that picture. So it's certain things that you have to do in order to put yourself in position. Perfect example, music. Me with my music. I put myself in particular rooms so people could know that Miles can engineer his ass off. Mm-hmm. And Miles has taught somebody who can engineer just as good as he can. Right. And so when it came down to Nate engineering, Nate got paid $200 an hour to engineer a session before. Most people only get paid $25 in a session to be an engineer.
You know what it reminds me when you say Nate? I listened to this lady, Abram Hicks, and she's always talking about Abraham. But she never tells anybody who Abraham is specifically, like the audience is supposed to know. And I mean, at this point, I guess they figured out through context because she's been doing this for like 15 years. But she just go off talking about these random people.
Well, Nate is my best friend, one of my best friends who he called me one day at the age of 18, 19 years old. Said, I want to work in the studio. I said, ask him what he know. I said, well, whatever you don't know, I will teach you. And I taught him how to engineer in a way that was unorthodox and they can make somebody good. And instead of going to school for 4 years, you come to my school for 4 weeks and you be just as good. And it's only because of trials and tribulations that I've been through.
So let's break it down a little bit.
Still doing what you love, though.
Whatever. I mean, and the reason why I say that, I am a photographer.
Yeah.
Sometimes I love it, but it's not my passion. And I've said that numerous times.
Right. You have numerous times.
But this is how I'm going to make my business. This is how my business is going to grow. This is how I'm going to get my capital to do what the next movie is. But I don't know if there's anything I love so much besides parenting. No, I don't even love parenting that much. I love my son. I love parenting.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
I think that's where the hard part comes in. That's why I always say we got to take a step back. You're telling people it's easy, But most people don't. They die without finding their passion or ability to know what they're even good at.
Well, that's none of my business. I just know that when it comes down to, once you do find out your passion and once you find out what you do love, it become easy.
Do you think passion is more important than profit? That's the question.
No, not at all. No, because the more
you don't think passion is more important. Do you think passion is more important than profit?
No. I mean, passion is definitely more important.
I knew we were going to disagree on that.
Profit limits you. Money limits you. Tools limit you. What you have is everything that God gave you. That's all that you need. And then once you get that passion, people see the passion before they see your profit. They don't care how much money you made. Denzel, if you think Denzel show his passion, show his profit versus his passion. No, his passion come through when he's on the runway, when he's in the movies, when he have interviews. That's passion.
Okay.
Yeah, profit came by that.
I absolutely disagree with Miles. I think that profit is more important than passion. Hence me saying that I am doing photography not because of my passion, but because it is profitable to get me to the next level, which is to make sure that we don't starve. That's step one.
But you won't.
I don't believe in people. Prime example. Podcasting isn't easy, nor is it cheap. No. If you're unable to afford to podcast or don't have the drive, because where the passion coming in is people who have the drive to go out to get the sponsors and the advertising, and they step out of their uncomfortable zone so they can get that extra money. But their passion isn't sales. Yeah, they just have a passion for podcasting.
Well, that's why you have what you call friends.
Right.
Like when you have friends, I'm being very honest with you. Like as a friend to you, I would say, go get your White House pass. Make sure you get a White House pass. Make sure you get your clearance for these to be able to get these type of pictures. Make sure you have press pass to where you go to any venue that's in the city and take pictures.
And you know what Lake is going to say?
I'm listening.
Do you have your pass?
But that's what I'm. That don't mean. I guarantee one of your damn doctors that you have in your life is fat. They out of shape.
I don't have a fat. I don't think I ever met. Come on in. I personally, and I don't know who do your doctor. I don't know a doctor. I've never had a doctor who was fat.
I got all my doctors. But see, listen.
I haven't.
You cannot ask somebody. Did you do it? And just because they didn't do it, you do it. That's how people lose out. And it's how people get real wives and real husbands. And I'm being very honest with you.
What are you going from one topic that real wives and real husbands has nothing to do with entrepreneurship?
Yes, it does. Because what you may think is not worth something, somebody else think it is.
What I am saying is that,
that's what I'm saying.
And I'm not speaking on me, but people spend a lot of time giving people advice on what they should be doing while not doing the things themselves,
but people went to college.
That has nothing to do.
The very person who's teaching you that you're paying is not doing what you're about to set off to do.
That's not necessarily true.
Okay.
Most of the professors that I've known
are professors. A
lot of them have worked in the industry, especially now.
I ain't say didn't work.
But
they're not present. All I'm trying to say is you cannot.
But that's like saying you having a successful business in a podcast studio, and once you stop podcasting, you don't go out and teach people how to do it.
No, I'm about to open podcasting academy.
But I'm saying like that. You compare that comparison doesn't make any sense, because the reason why they're able to, if nothing more, is to study, even to study something. But they did obtain a degree in what they're teaching. So, I'm still saying that, but most people, none of my professors sat there and told me while I was sitting in class, like, you go out here and you use this and you do this. They tell you whatever tools that I give you, it is your responsibility to use those tools and make a success. They don't tell you what they think you need to be doing.
Well, what I'm trying to explain to you is that if I could point you into about 4 or 5 photographers, all of them are making $100,000+ doing photography. It's because that's what they put their energy to. They don't put their energy nothing but to photography.
Right.
So, like when I was doing graphics, there was no one in this region could beat me in graphics, and I'm not that good as far as knowledge. I'm good on making things look good. If I could tell you, I could tell anybody in the graphic business this stuff is easy. Then they're going to say, well, did you do it? Yes, I did. I'm going to teach them how to do what I do.
Right. So you just said it. They're going to ask you, did you do it? And then you can teach them. That's all I'm saying.
I only
because
can teach
people are going to ask.
I only could teach what I know. And people, though, they're going to, if I tell you to do that, I mean, did you do it? I'm not a photographer, but I know what photographers have done.
But you said plus media passes. So if somebody came up with a grand idea on what I should be doing, I would want them to walk it through with me and show me the steps that I need to do. But show me. Just don't tell me I'll just go get a press pass. How do you get a press pass? Who do I call? Who am I supposed to talk to? Because if you've done the steps, you can give me specifics. Without giving me specifics, you're just telling me an idea that you have for me.
No, I could tell you what to do without not even doing it. The bottom line is the common sense thing. All you have to do is reach the venue.
It has nothing to do with common sense.
Okay, well.
It has don't dumb shit down like that. It has nothing to do with common sense. It has everything with people needing.
We talking about photographers.
I'm just saying that because you said press. Because you added photography and media passes. So when you said media, I asked, have you done it yourself?
Yes.
But you said, no, I don't need to know how to do it. I'm telling somebody how to do it.
I don't need to know how to do it.
But I asked you.
Okay.
You just answered me just to disagree with me, but now you're saying literally you've done it. Therefore,
I have got press passes before, yes.
So therefore, you've done it. Therefore, that's where your knowledge is coming from to give me advice on why I should do it too. So anything else you're saying doesn't matter.
It does. What I'm saying is, no matter how many times I tell that to people, they still don't do it.
It doesn't matter what they do. I'm just saying that a person, all I said was a person is going to ask, have you done it yourself?
That has nothing to do with it, though. It shouldn't matter.
But literally, you have.
No.
And you're giving them advice based on something that you did yourself. You're not giving them advice based on something you haven't done. You're literally just disagreeing with me.
Define the word easy in entrepreneur. I will.
No. Let's answer her question. Define the word easy in entrepreneurship.
Easy is something that you love to do. And if you love to do it, it's easy. It comes with ease. You can do it very quickly. Most people who's good at what they do as an entrepreneur, it's because it comes easy for them. That's it. It comes easy for them.
So going to the comments,
Mika.
Calvin said putting profit over everything would corrupt you eventually.
Every time.
I don't agree.
Of course you don't.
No, I don't. Why would I have to agree with his statement?
You don't have to. You don't have to agree.
I am.
But listen to what he said.
He said will eventually corrupt
when you put
when you put profit over everything.
But you know why he said that? Because profit is not going to be the same result. Passion will always be a better result every time.
And I believe, first and foremost, everybody who puts profit first doesn't necessarily mean that there's no passion, and doesn't mean it's going to lead them to being corrupt.
Over passion, over profit.
But what did I just say?
But you told me you got a little bit. No,
I mean, no. Just because I'm putting my mentor called me the other day. Okay. Right. Mm-hmm. I provide the Lake B Everywhere, Lake B Essence experience. No matter what I do. If you come to my studio, you've had the best time ever.
I agree.
You know, my mentor called me and he said, how long are you going to put people's entertainment or the way their self-worth above yours? You've been doing the same thing for people for 6 years, not increasing your profit and not increasing your household monetary your value. You're not making more money because he's my mentor. The same way your mentor knows shit that you told me. But if I've been trying to keep my prices low getting better, buying better equipment because of my passion. My business eventually is going to fail. Eventually, my overhead is going to outshine my profit. And it doesn't matter how much passion I have for what I'm doing. And Brian just said that. Are you going to keep just giving people, all of you, your passion without making any extra money when your value is worth more?
Ultimately,
it isn't about profit.
It's never about
Jerome,
profit.
use a lie in the motherfucking half because I know you and everything you do is for profit.
Well, wait a minute. You can't say that because
I can't say that because he's been my friend for 30 years.
But we don't know him, so that's
I just
unfair.
said that.
That's unfair to the people.
Huh? Oh, ultimately, isn't it about profit?
Yeah.
And so he's agreeing with me because I know he is because he'll do shit for free.
Listen, it doesn't. Y'all getting the word profit and free mixed up.
I'm saying free.
Let's put it like this.
I'm putting passion.
Let's put it like this. We all know all the workers, right? Right.
We know auto workers,
right? And we know about the UAW, right?
We have, and while we here and while we on, because you asking somebody, we have a guest here, Mr. Kelly Green.
Kelly Green is in the building.
It is hot here.
So you got yourself high. You know why? So let's put it like this.
All right.
UAW workers pay somebody $70, $120 every week, every 2 weeks, right?
We pay who?
UAW.
Y'all pay
dues?
We do, yeah.
Okay, but most of y'all are still in disagreement on why y'all even paying dues.
More or less the younger people.
Well, now the union was good when it was more like in the 60s, 70s, right?
Yeah.
Early 80s.
Still good to a point. People have some agreements on how we've been handled, but we need the union.
Who owns the union? This is the stuff that I be talking about. We automatically fall into systems because it makes sense to us at that time.
What does that have to do with entrepreneurship?
I'm about to show.
It still makes sense.
I'm about to show you.
It still makes sense.
It makes sense to you. There's a lot of people who's not in the union, correct?
And no matter what, how?
No, I asked you a question. There's many people that's not in the union.
Yeah.
Okay, because they don't think it makes sense.
I can't agree with that. I can't agree because a lot of people who are not in unions see value in unions.
I can say, listen, all I want to know who owned the union.
I would like to say membership, UAW membership. We vote on everything.
That's my point. So I'm just saying.
So the union is owned by the people.
No,
right.
It's not. It's not.
I mean, so instead of going through your question and answer period, just say what you're trying to say. What are you trying to say for the audience? They're trying to figure out what you're trying to get to.
I never had a job. I never worked for the union.
We know that.
So my point to you is that I can't say, but I know for a fact that the union is not owned by nobody. And people are paying their money to something, a system that doesn't make sense to a lot of people because they still don't got child care that they've been going for 47 years.
We do have child care.
Okay, where the center at for child care? Man, that's what I'm talking.
We have child care. We have benefits. We have a lot of things that a lot of people who are working, who do not have unions, do not have.
Kelly, I got a union show to come here every Sunday.
Okay.
The main women always complain about the simple fact they can't even get nobody to watch their kids, but they want them to work more hours. They do not have a place that they can take their children to get watched just for
you said, wait a minute. I think y'all saying two different things.
Right.
He's saying that you have a stipend for child care, but it isn't the union's responsibility to provide the service.
The whole service,
So
right.
if you find the service, the money is there to pay for it. They're looking for somebody. They're looking for their jobs to find a place for their kids to go.
That's two different things.
So,
So you mean they tell me the union shouldn't have a school?
I think the church should too, but
Exactly.
the church don't.
Churches do have schools.
Not all churches. Triumph didn't have it.
There's only one.
But you saying the church? I'm saying, just like you saying not all.
Right.
I'm saying some. Just like you saying some, and I'm saying
it's not
not
the same,
all.
Kelly, you talking about that part? It's not the same. It's one UAW.
Yeah.
Okay. There's many churches.
There's a bunch of unions too.
There's a bunch of
I'm talking about
unions.
the UAW.
You're right.
There's only one, correct?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's many churches.
Right.
But the many churches have schools.
Yeah. But
Okay.
Perfecting.
But what
else can you name outside of perfecting?
They got a lot of different schools.
I'm saying name one.
Pastor Van got one
Where?
in his church.
Where?
Ken like finally got one in his church.
But you know how much money you gotta
What
have.
school? They don't
But think
have
about it,
school.
How much
The
is-
money,
Okay.
and the money's getting cut off by
And you
Trump.
have to pay tuition.
Exactly. They do pay tuition.
And y'all pay the UAW. What are you talking about?
They
That's two
pay
different
their.
things. It's not
I mean, but
two
what I'm
things.
saying, like, you pay your tithes and you have to pay tuition. Just like you said, they pay their dues. They
Right.
still will have to pay for childcare.
Exactly.
But I would think any woman, because I've never worked in a union. I've always been independent of the union. I have my opinions that I don't need to state about the union because I'm not in it. But there's no job of mine that I ever asked them to provide child care services for my child. My job pays me. So even if I had to work overtime, I signed my contract. And that's probably where being an entrepreneur full time and being somebody who works 40 hours a week, your mindset differs. You actually believe maybe because you could bring your kid to work. Maybe because part of being an entrepreneur.
I pay for my
I mean, but you could bring your child. Everybody. Okay, so you never brought your child to work. I'm sorry. I'm talking. Okay, and you.
No, I ain't saying. I
said,
never
but
did.
you could.
Yeah.
So you.
All right, can I segue this and plug my show for Thursday?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I'm bringing on Lamaria Williams. She is exactly what you guys are talking about. She was a person. I mean, I was her team leader at Chrysler, and yes, she was low seniority. No, she gets laid off a lot. You know, that type of deal. She's opening her own nail shop. So she's going from union to entrepreneurship.
Very true.
So tune in Thursday, 7:30, Kills Unfiltered. We had the whole story, but these two here, especially late, they on to something. So this conversation is fire. I'm glad y'all having it.
Caller.
Hey, caller, you're on the air.
Hey man,
Say, man.
y'all speaking my language now.
There you go, Cal.
So I was, Mika put.
Mika Smith.
She's currently a union rep. I was a union rep for 13 years. I understand that most people, especially the younger ones, like Kelly was saying, the younger ones, they misinformed and they don't know their rights fully. But they wanna opt out now because we don't want to pay y'all anymore. But I will tell you, a vast majority of the people don't even understand where their dues go. They think their dues go in their direct union rep's pocket. It doesn't go there. It goes 3 different places. But there's no way that you can be truly a part of the situation and truly a part of the union itself if you're not read up on your rights. You know what I'm saying? Read up on your contract. But they'll take that check when it's time to sign for the bonus and everything.
Oh, yeah.
They'll take that check.
For sure.
But they don't want to pay dues.
Yeah, but here's
So do you?
I got my information from. They did a ABC special, nightly special with the mob, and the monster. He actually played on Sopranos. He's like, I get a check every month. He said, I don't know. I just look at the price and I deposit it in my bank. He said, I don't know. I've never been part of the union. Don't give a fuck. He said, but I will say this. I love the money. And that's all he had to say. He was saying that the mob has been so deep into the union to where there's lineages of families who get paid from the UAW. From the UAW. And
especially from the shipping industry.
Exactly.
The dock workers and all of that. That's that's crazy.
So he was saying that people have no idea because he was talking about he don't understand why blacks and Italians don't get along. He said he never understood. He's asked his father like why he can't play with his friend down the street. He said they got different morals. So what it made me realize was people, when we talk about entrepreneurship is easy if you love it. It's difficult when you just doing it to make money if you hustling.
Are we getting out of the union talk?
Yeah, we done.
And that's the issue too. That's the issue too, Miles.
Yeah,
it's too many hustlers that think they're entrepreneurs.
Yes,
exactly.
Sir. Very true.
That's the issue. For real.
That's the truth.
But I appreciate y'all though.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to some of the comments we have here. Renee Drake said it's Tuesday. Roll up and roll in here.
Absolutely.
Miss Johnson said, "What matters more? Loving what you do or being good at it as an entrepreneur?
Yes, both. I like that. I mean,
which one is it? She's asking a question.
Which one? I mean, when you love it, you nine times out of 10 when people love doing something, majority of the times they are good at it. Like with me with graphics, I love doing graphics when I have full autonomy. Mm-hmm. When people start telling me I want green and orange on my logo, I'd be like, maybe you need to find somebody else.
Right. That doesn't make you a good entrepreneur. No. That's why my mom don't want to. My mom, she likes to do this, right?
Right.
But someone's going to see this and be like, hey, can you make it in purple and gray?
Right.
And she's going to be like, no. I don't want to do that.
And
I have my creative.
And I understand that. And that's the part when you have a creative mind. Creative minds versus a hustler mind is two different things. The hustlers is the people who work a job and they still want to do design work. Mm-hmm. Those are hustlers because they see an opportunity where they can make some money, right? When you make your living off of what you do and you love doing it, that makes you the entrepreneur that people love to see and meet.
So, Ms. Johnson, I'm going to answer by saying that it is more important to be good at it as an entrepreneur. And what I notice is people don't know how to run business. So they don't want to do the paperwork. They don't want to do the taxes. They don't want to deal with HR issues. They don't want to deal with staffing. They don't want to deal with properly paying people or having a payment system to cut checks. I mean, but this is the part of being an entrepreneur that counts. I mean, it's not the work.
Yeah, hold on, wait a minute, stop.
I was answering the question just like you had a chance to answer the question.
I didn't mean to tell you to stop. I'm just saying, that's why you build a team. Entrepreneurship don't mean soloship. Entrepreneurship, you build a team.
Depending on what you're doing. Like right now, as a photographer, in order for me to build a good business, everything that I was naming, I have to do for myself. I don't have enough money to pay a team to do my taxes or to do my articles or of a corporation. I can pay someone to do it, but I have to be able to get... When people are listening to us talk, let's say that you told them yesterday you don't need any money to start a business. You don't. But you need $50 to at least incorporate.
Wait a minute.
So that means you need some money.
So wait a minute. So listen, there's a beginning, okay? And there's a beginning in life, and it's called a seed. A seed costs nothing. A seed costs nothing. If I buy this apple, I can take the apple seed out of the apple, plant it in the ground, and it will grow. That's a beginning. I did not say it's the ultimate starting position. However, where people go wrong and saying you need money and the $50, you don't have to be registered immediately when you start your business. You don't have to. It's a beginning.
Right, but eventually,
I ain't saying
when we was just talking about hustling opposed to making it a job.
Listen,
when you are not incorporated and you are not paying taxes you are hustling. You are not building a business.
How about this? No, that's not true.
Okay, then let the IRS come after your ass.
Listen. They came after me before I won. Bottom line is they cannot come after something you have not got. That is something you do not have. They cannot. If you have not made no money, they cannot tax you no money. So my point to you...
But you can use the money and loss against your wages and claim less.
But that's stupid.
Why is that stupid? To cut down your income?
Because if your focus is to make money, you're telling somebody, I'm in business to make money. So you're going to tell them, oh, no, we ain't even making no money because we don't cut our loss. That ain't how that shit go.
No, that means that in the beginning, in order to get 10 devices or a camera, lenses, and everything, you're starting off in debt. You're investing into your business. Those things depreciate as soon as you turn them on.
Listen, let me explain something to you. This is why I tell people to work together. If you have cameras, Lake, you have cameras. You're a photographer. I work with Lake. Start my model agency, I would start with Lake. Lake has a camera. Lake, I got 2 people we need to shoot. From this, Lake, I'm going to take the shoots that we take, I'm going to take them somewhere else, and we're going to get you some business. And from that, me getting you some business, I'm going to get some business. things do not have to listen. The seed is the most darkest and most important part of any business. If you put a seed in the ground, you get walked on, pissed on, shit on, and everything else. But it's a growth spurt, and you don't start off your business by paying taxes. You got up to 2 years You got up to 2 years to start to report. That's why when you get your Dun and Brad, everybody tell you get a Dun and Brad. That's the worst thing you could do starting off in the business, because you instantly be reporting that you are in business, right?
No, because most people don't even know what that is.
Exactly.
Never even heard of it. So
Wow.
maybe,
So
but wow, I don't need it anyway. You just said that, so there's no need for me to know. Hey, how you doing?
See, listen.
Good morning, y'all. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm on my way. I'm coming.
All right, come on. So listen.
Let him. Are you coming in, or are you calling to let us know you coming in? What's going on?
I'm doing a little bit of both.
So what you got on your mind?
Well, I mean, what Miles is saying is right. You don't really need a lot of money to start nothing, but you have to realize too, there's different types of business.
Right. Absolutely.
You have service. You have to realize there's service stuff. Are you making things? Are you being a middleman, a salesman? Really, like if you're a person that sells stuff, you probably gotta invest in some money. Now, like what you do is something similar to what I do. You're in the service, right?
Right.
What you consider that the service. You take pictures, people pay you a certain amount of money, and they want a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like you said before, it takes some money because you got to have good cameras. You got to have a place to take pictures at. So there's a certain amount of overhead in a particular business, same as what I have to do with what I'm doing, right? I have to have a car. I have to invest in gas. So it takes money. Now, he's right. It didn't take me nothing, barely, to start this whole thing.
Yeah.
$50, had somebody incorporate me with the state, with the federal government, got my EIN number. I wrote out my own articles of corporation. I did that myself.
Right.
And it all you need that is to keep going. But some people still have this thought that if you in it just because you're right. To me, people who selling stuff, this is just my opinion. You're in it for the money. You're more of a hustler in the business of selling things as opposed to actually doing service, because it's a little bit different. You're more hands-on with the client.
But even when you get to the point of selling things, at some point you need to incorporate or get your business legally registered.
Legal, right.
So until then, just doing pop-up shops and making things at
That
home
ain't-
and
that-
selling it on the
right,
street,
just
that's hustling.
Yep.
If you're not paying any taxes, regardless if you show a
Right.
loss or profit,
Profit,
you
yep.
don't have a business yet.
You don't have a business until you have filed taxes under that EIN number, and like you said, accrued those losses, got those receipts, and Uncle Sam goes, and look, and here's the thing, this is one thing, the government wants you to make more money
Right.
because they can tax you, so you can't stay in a spot, or I made 30 this year and then I made 30 next year. They want you to go up more and more and more, and there can be a penalty for that. A lot of folks don't know that. But the government they'll start going in on your taxes because they're figuring like, oh, this is a front.
And most people don't even know about when you're dealing with service businesses, the government will actually pay you because they have things called set aside businesses. Yep. So if you got to be a part of sam.gov, it's so many ways to make money without putting up your own money as well. Yep. And I tell people this all the time. People come to me, think about this, they want a flyer. They need a design. They need flyers. They need tickets. They need flyers. $750, right? Yep. Now with me, all I'm doing is servicing.
Yeah.
They bringing me, I'm doing it basically, they just giving me money.
Dorian, we're going to let you off the line.
I'll see you. I'll be there.
See you in a
Give me about 10 minutes. I'll be there about 10 minutes. I'll see you in a minute.
So the whole thing was, is it a struggle or peace? I do it for peace.
So I want to go back to some of the comments that we have. Just listening to the people. Mine go in and out. And they're having a great conversation. Calvin said, Dorian and Miles are a great example of brothers with solid entrepreneurial visions. Jerome asked, what is the difference between being an entrepreneur and a hustler? I kind of define that in my definition. If you're not legally registered as a business, you're not a business. You can say whatever you want.
Exactly.
I mean, you may believe differently.
No,
I mean, like
exactly right.
the black and white of it is how it's going to take you to the next level, because you need to set yourself up for a team and having employees, and you can't be paying everybody under the table, because that doesn't do any good for you or your business.
But this is the bad part, and this is a part of excuse I be telling people. Most black-owned businesses only be working with a 1 to 2 person deal.
Right.
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 I have employed more people on paychecks than most people can imagine. But when I found out I'm paying taxes for my employees, I said, y'all gonna have to start doing the W-9.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Everybody has to be independent contractors, because I am paying taxes. This is why people say, oh, it's gonna take you at least 5 years. They know the math. They know when your ass gonna go out of business. They know when you're gonna run out of water. They know when you're gonna get dehydrated. They know all of this because they've done it numerous of times. I think I played the Henry Ford work hour. Y'all seen that? Did I played it before?
What do you mean play it?
Played the video for Henry Ford 40-hour work week.
No.
Well, Henry Ford and his cronies came up with the concept of the 40-hour work week. They know that you can't do nothing else but do what they telling you what to do. They know you're too tired to do something. They know if you work for 40 hours, now they done boost up damn near most people working 50, right? 12 hours a day, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now you're working 12 hours work week, 2 hours within commute in most cases. Right?
Can you come on?
No, what you mean? Can I come on?
Because I'm trying to get to your point. Your point is that
my point
doing
is
a 40-hour work week, you're not going to be able to be an entrepreneur.
No,
or they don't. I'm just saying, so people won't assume what you're saying.
They don't have to assume if you let me finish. I was saying that they don't have time to do nothing. They don't even have time to think.
Really?
Okay,
Yes.
so you're saying that they.
Man.
So I said they don't have time to be an entrepreneur, and you said no, that's incorrect.
No,
they have time to do nothing.
I said they don't have time to do anything.
Right.
But listen.
But wouldn't entrepreneurship be included in that?
Okay, sure, you're right. So, but the whole thing is, you don't even have time for your body to rest. You may think so, but honestly, if you have 2 children and you got 2 children at home, you're working 40 hours a week. By the time you come home, you're gonna try to put 40 hours of subtle attention, meaning sleep, nodding off or something, into your kids in that week, 4 hours a week.
So you're talking about as a single person with 2 kids, or as a married person with
As
kids?
a married person with 2 kids.
No, you break that up between the two.
And that's even worse. You don't.
The thing about it, though,
most
it's
people
been
put that money-
done. 40 hours work week is nothing. Nothing. Know how quick 40 hours go?
Okay, but did you hear? That's what I said. That was shit. Let me finish doing the math. The math of
You
two
was
hours.
asking questions, and we were just trying to get you the answer. I
No,
mean,
you
if we answer your question, you're going to say we're wrong.
No.
So I just said keep
no,
talking.
I'm about to ask you a question. 40 hours a week, 2 hours per day just in transit. How much time is that?
Wait till I see my show Thursday.
No, what time? I'm asking you a question.
You got
That's
plenty
10
of time.
hours a day.
10 hours a week. Cool. So
No, that's you said
2 hours in
a day-
transit a
in
day.
transit a day.
Times
That, I
5.
just said it's 10 hours. I did the math. It's 10 hours a day.
It's a week. Sweetie, it's a week. Just be you okay. You don't know math.
Your 40-hour work week is 8 hours a day plus the 2 hours is 10 hours a day. You're
I'm
adding
not
an
talking-
extra 10
I
on.
was
We're seeing the
separating.
same thing, but you're telling me I'm wrong. If you add 2 hours in transit to a 40-hour work week, you're working 8 hours a day. 8 plus 2 is 10. You're just saying you're adding an extra 10 hours. You're doing the same math.
Okay,
but stop saying I'm wrong.
You was wrong because
How?
how I was calculating.
Okay, but the math is math.
Okay,
Math ain't English or anything.
so
Math
50
is math.
So it's 50 hours between traffic and work.
It's
Okay,
either
yeah.
40 plus 10 or 10 times 5. It both equals 50.
It's 10, right?
Right.
Now, where you at when you go to eat? How many hours roughly in the week?
That varies.
On an average, man.
About a half hour a day.
A day, right?
Yeah.
So it's another 5 hours going just towards eating.
2.5.
That's what he just said. He said 2.5.
Yeah, over the whole week. Yeah.
All right, and you said that's another 5 hours. I'm sorry, I'm just keeping up with the math.
He can add whatever time he wants to add it, but there's no excuse.
No, hold on. You say it's no excuse because now, how many hours in the whole work week?
40 hours a week.
No, I'm talking about time. Well, excuse me, time.
8 hours a day.
Cool. So now, where those other fucking 8 hours go?
It's up to you. It's called time management.
Nigga, you know the truth. The
Time management.
No,
So you saying the other
Time management.
You saying the other 16 hours a day is not enough time
To do anything.
the
No.
other 6 hours a day is not enough time to do anything
by
else.
no means.
But
Man,
every
boy.
entrepreneur I know started off doing both.
Exactly.
I never.
Like your magical Nate you keep talking about, he does both all the time.
But he didn't always.
I mean, but he does. Regardless if he didn't always or anything, it's proof that it's possible.
Right.
Okay.
I mean,
it's about time.
Most entrepreneurs I know have not lost their mama at 16 and was forced into the world and started their own business.
I
mean,
forced into
okay,
the world.
regardless, but that's how you tell your story in Cliff Notes.
No, I
That's how you tell your story in Cliff
The
Notes.
bottom line is I love music. So I got into the music industry when I was 17, 16 years old. But
Okay.
I've always been in music. So the bottom line is I went for my passion. My passion to a certain degree paid off. And I didn't do it for profit. I did it because of my passion. But my passion brought me money.
I'm not going to be 47 years old and living off of my passion. I need profit. That's the first thing. And I personally believe if it's not going to make you any money, then you shouldn't be doing it.
Mika says an entrepreneur is someone who creates, owns, and runs a business, usually taking on financial risk in order to make a living.
Yeah, it's far from hustling.
That's definitely far from hustling.
So going back to some of the comments that I was reading earlier, we have Krista said, "Oh man, you're so right. I was telling my son that they already know. They know when your time is up, and they know, like you said, they know when you going to need a drink of water." So that's to you. Mika said, "It is hard because they don't want to help you win, obtain your vision. Some are like that, for real. They don't want to see you get to the next level."
Who is that? What she say?
She's responding to Ms. Johnson saying that it is so sad that it's very hard to find a team, and I totally agree with you as well. It's hard to have your family members want to work for you for your business because either they feel like they could have been doing it too, or they're going to sabotage you.
Well,
and this generation, you may not have the issue because you're a unicorn, but most of us who are trying to build a team, even working for the museum for a place that's going to pay you a check in your hourly wage, we cannot find people who want to sit at a front desk and greet well and not look at their phones. They feel like when you say, "Hey y'all, can y'all look up and not look at your phones?" Like, I don't like to work here. It's too hard. Like, I think our idea of easy and hard, we also, and I know you're older, look at the generation change. I mean, of the people, you say things are easy, and it was easy for us. My mom and her brother and her sister, they started off with 2 records and called it a record shop. Yeah. And then my mom was like, "I'm gonna sell some candy." And 12 years later,
they had a candy record store.
Sure. Now you can finish my story. Tell me, you were there.
No, I wasn't. But it only makes sense.
No, what I was saying is they had an abundance of product and things to sell, but it was still the people in the generation that ultimately took them out. Because when they were trying to build a team, as they got bigger and tried to hire in the neighborhood, those people started stealing from them. Those people started breaking into their building.
True that.
Those people didn't think that the value of their business, the way that they were doing it, was valuable to them. Because people don't buy into your dream the way that you've bought into your dream. And you sit there and try to convince people, hey, if you just stick it out with me, I can show you X, Y, and Z. And they're like, but that's not my dream.
Well,
and that's the difficulty with building a team.
They get the fuck on.
Right. I mean,
that's why when you build something, you build stuff that other people can feel like they could be a part of. Not that they have to dread to come in at. Like I tell you, the reason why people fuck off so much in the plan, because they dread being there. There's a lot of people who don't want to go to fucking work because they tired of doing the same shit every day, pressing this button every day. You have to give the human mind some freedom. If you do not give the human mind freedom, it will wander somewhere else.
But even when you do that, you still get a lazy generation.
Hip hop wouldn't have been born with that mindset. That's bullshit.
We're talking about, we got to stop. We got to talk about what's going on currently. You're going back 30, 40 years. Like, hip hop just celebrated 50 years, right?
Yeah,
so you was
years,
3 when hip hop came out.
No, we're not 3. But okay,
4 then. 7.
Go ahead.
50 years ago when hip hop was started, it was a whole different
I'm talking
mindset.
about now.
Okay.
Right now, hip hop is still growing. People are making millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. People getting paid.
And they all solo artists.
I don't know about the $100 million yet.
What is it?
Because they changed the way the music is distributed.
It's all the same. They still doing concerts. They're doing more concerts.
But the concert's the only way you making money. If you don't get concert booking, man, they're just feeling it out there.
It's the same way back then. You know,
not the math.
Have you ever sold a record?
I've been around the industry. I know the accounting.
What I'm trying to tell you, you did not make money. That's why Prince called himself a slave. He did not make money. If he didn't make money, he would have been worth $1 billion in cash.
Okay.
You just said it didn't take a person to have done it to be able to have an opinion on how to do
I ain't
it.
say opinion.
You did say
You
that.
did say that.
No, hold on, but I ain't say opinion. But I asked him. So I asked him a question.
I'm just saying, like, you can't tell somebody that they can't have an opinion because you did it.
And then I say, can I have an opinion?
But the accounting was different.
No, it was not. It's the same. You know how much
you get per album back then? Per song, per
18
album.
cents.
18 cents?
Yes.
They're getting 0.08, I think, off streaming now.
That's from streaming. You said being bought.
But they can't sell.
But
Well, they're not selling the product. You was able to,
exactly.
No, I'm asking. When was the last time you went out and bought a CD, tape, or album?
I bought some downloads recently.
Who does though? Who does that?
I did it because I didn't want to.
I'm saying you do it because once again you have a passion and understanding for the industry.
Right.
Most of us, I don't care enough about them to buy a download.
What I'm trying to explain to you, streaming is the same way if they got played on the radio. You know how much they got played to get paid on the radio? If they got played on the radio?
We talking about album sales.
No, I ain't talking about I'm talking about.
It's all in.
It's
in
not
accounting. Okay.
It's not. This is what I'm trying to explain. The bottom line is this. Number one, artists can sell their stuff directly from their own website, however they want to nowadays. That's one. Okay. Number two, streaming should be compared to radio play.
Right.
Radio play used to get 0.003 cents every time a record was played.
Okay, you see the recent interview Scarface had, and Scarface said, and also I think Eric Sermon said the same thing about streaming and how the accounting of today. The artists do not get the same value. Say that's why they don't even put albums out anymore. It's just the money's not there anymore.
Okay,
it's just not there. Scarface said it himself.
Of course, the money is not there the same. But
but they doing their passion. They don't need the money.
Exactly.
They
ain't got shit to pay for.
That sounds stupid. What you just said.
No.
I said people are still getting paid from their passion. People are getting paid from their fucking passion.
I mean, people get paid from their passion, but we're talking about
hip hop started from passion, and it's still going on.
But right now, how many times have you heard an artist saying that I'm not going out there for free, even though they started off?
Exactly.
Shit, me. I ain't never really did nothing for free.
But that's your passion,
right?
If people paid to get in somewhere because they coming to see me, that has nothing.
What if it was a free show for them to come in? I still have people not show. I've heard people not show up to a free show, and that was their passion, but they wanted to get paid.
Here's a good word. That's just good business. Come in. That's just good business. When you're dealing with just good business, you get paid because that's your business. When your name is registered, remember what you said, legal business? Mm-hmm. You're getting that's business. Mm-hmm. It has nothing to do with your passion.
Yeah, okay. So, going back to some of the comments, Jerome said the problem is we don't use words by definition. Look up the definition of the word entrepreneur, and then look up the word as a hustler. Mika said an entrepreneur is someone who creates, owns, and runs a business, usually taking on the financial risk in order to make a profit and build something of value. Jerome said, by definition, an entrepreneurship is an innovator who defines a problem or marketing need, taking on the financial risk to build a business, create value, and introduce new ideas. By definition, a hustler is aggressively enterprising person and go-getter who works hard to achieve a goal, which means that a hustler sounds like somebody who is driven by their passion, and an entrepreneur is somebody who's driven by profit.
The word hustler.
Per definition.
Yeah, but that word hustler is a new additive to the dictionary.
I seen a reel, and there's nothing wrong with it, that said that we have introduced several different words into the New Webster Dictionary that did not exist, and they are defined.
Okay, well,
True that.
Well, hustle originally was meant for speed. In case y'all don't know, it was meant for speed. Hustle. That's speed. Hustling. When people hustle, they do it quickly. They in the streets. They gotta do it quick. They gotta hurry up and do shit. That's where the definition really comes from.
But we just read the proper.
I don't give a fuck about
I know
that
you
definition.
don't. Sometimes when we converse, we should go by
But
how it's
originally,
defined.
hustlers were defined as male prostitutes who would service white men.
Oh, wow.
Fucking Mike.
See, now
That's what a hustle.
Yeah. See, now he going that way.
I mean, but he can because you went there. You opened up that door.
Listen, we can, just like we took certain words, like young people take words now, and they'll make their own definition for it.
Right.
Same thing.
Yeah, no,
It's
absolutely.
semantics. It's just semantics.
6'7",
But
6'7".
Same thing.
But what I'm saying is,
semantics.
by define or definition, and sometimes as media professionals, we need to stay on task based on the understanding of the masses,
That
and
part.
now how we define the words individually. We can interpret. But like the masses is sitting there and they're like, okay, we have two definitions because we said it needed to be defined.
True.
Or they asked for for a definition for clarification.
If that's the case, this is not a podcast. By definition.
This is technically
It's
a
not.
radio show.
It's a radio
They
show.
just now started calling them podcasts.
It's not a podcast at all.
It used to be called internet radio.
It's internet radio.
Right back, and I know I was the first.
Right. That's all.
You wasn't the first.
Yes, I was.
You know you wasn't.
Yes, I was.
Quit saying that.
I was.
What year you signed it?
Oh, no. Was it 09? 2010?
Definitely
Okay,
wasn't the
so
I was
Ms. Johnson
on
says,
07.
see, that's a podcast where we stay on task. On task. See, that's why I do a lot of volunteer to help many, because I am a fool. I am not a fool. I know it's hard out here. When I started out, I had to help family, and they didn't want to help me. So I decided anyone that was trying to do something good with their life, positive and not playing games, I was going to be a positive role model. I'm sorry, there's no punctuations here. And their life, to be a professional volunteer. That's dope. And amen to that. I could definitely use some volunteer help.
All day.
Like Ms. Johnson, for real, because we do need to create environments where our team is not made up or family or anything, but is made up of go-getters, like-minded people. And Mika said that earlier. She had said one of the things that she felt like you were saying is being in a room with like-minded individuals keep you on task when it comes to business.
Definitely.
So you don't have to you don't have to explain why I'm giving you this advice.
Right.
And one of the things you have to know, I'm always playing devil's advocate. It's too many people. I have way too many people who have an idea for my business. Mm-hmm. They come to me like, if I was a photographer, I would be doing X, Y, and Z, and you should be doing X, Y, and Z. And it's like, but you're not me. You're not putting any money up, and no one even asked you for your
All right,
opinion.
Dame Dash. All right,
Please don't do that.
All right, Dame.
I'm just saying, like,
Put your own money in. Put your own money. You ain't a boss until you put your own money in. Now, and listen, he correct on that.
To
a certain degree.
Yeah.
But
Right.
what I also learned is sometimes you got to use other people's money.
A damn show. For
That's
sure.
how you're gonna get further along.
they put their money up.
If they put their money up, but sometimes you got to be open for partnership
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
and investors.
If you're not coachable, you're going to lose the race.
Yeah.
But
Because the same person that may be telling you something like, well, if I was this, that, and the third, may be that future angel investor for you.
Yeah.
Right.
But what I've noticed about a lot of people, they have opinions and they don't have any money to put up.
It don't matter.
Listen.
Stop hanging around too many black folks. That's what, There it is.
Because
There it
he's
is.
talking
It
this black person saying it doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
For me, I was in a meeting the other day and I had to tell them, like, I do apologize. I think in time. I don't think in definition.
Right.
I don't think in all these ideas being thrown out there. I think of time. So if you say we're going to do X, Y, and Z, I need a time frame and how long is it going to take us to get from point A to point B. I don't
That's
like
fair.
sitting in rooms where people continuously talk about the same ideas over and over again.
totally
No one
agree.
put any money up
Well,
and nothing changes.
Talk me to
when
death, right.
when
Don't talk me to death.
When I left the meeting,
Yeah.
I took some money and invested in myself because I looked back at the time limit and I said, we've been having this conversation for well over a year.
Well,
You know what I mean?
But the question in hand with what you dealing with about time and money, just because someone don't give you the money, because 9 times out of 10, the advice that they're giving you don't have nothing to do with money. Majority of all the knowledge that I have gained had nothing to do with money. It had everything to do with what's your resources. Because if you have resources, that's good as money.
Yeah.
No, what I used to do, I charge a consultation fee.
Well,
Especially as a writer earlier in my day.
yeah, I can see how
You're
that
not.
go.
If I'm coming to give you advice, you come to me on a project, I need a fee up front. Because if I'm here to advise you, make it worth my while.
But that depends on how your advice was asked for. I have way too many people I know that give me advice that I did not ask for. Like every advice ain't good advice, and I don't want to cipher between is this person right? Because somebody like you are gonna be like, I'm right, I'm trying to tell you, and I have somebody over here and they be like, I'm right, I'm trying to tell you. Neither of which I asked for their opinion, But I do know I have a mentor in photography.
But I think sometimes
I went to someone specifically that's in my field that did it 20 years before me and who is successful.
Okay.
And that is the person I asked to mentor me.
Okay.
I learned everything that I'm doing now from people who failed at it.
True.
Exactly.
But they didn't give you their opinion. You just watched and learned.
Yeah,
You didn't see what they did wrong.
Well,
You
listen,
observed it.
I saw it. They said it, and you just take notes.
that me?
I don't.
I'm sorry.
I don't ask for advice.
But people will still give it to you.
No, they don't, because it's all about who you surrounding yourself with. That's why I say it's important to know if you around 8 people in a room and 8 people who work, right? Nothing against working, but like we was talking about that early 40-hour, what Miles was trying to explain to you about in that 40 hours, and what Henry Ford had really what he was trying to explain, because I was listening to it on the freeway, which is brilliant. How to keep people in a docile state, distracted, and when you giving me 8 hours a week, like you say, an hour to drive home, hour to get to work. Don't forget that hour that you had to wake up to prepare yourself.
Right.
How much sleep you got? How much time you spend with your family? How much time do you really have time to get the noise out the room and concentrate? Now, truly enough, it's time management, what you said.
Yeah.
But some people don't have the tenacity.
And
They don't have the intestinal fortitude.
And so
Okay.
tenacity and intestinal fortitude is why people are able to do both. You know, like
right.
I mean,
Exactly. People want to do both.
I tried that. I tried working and trying to have my own.
But in my opinion,
I had to look. I took a trip to Vegas.
You had to pick a choose.
I had to pick a road.
Yeah.
And I had to realize, like, you know what I want.
okay, so
I don't mean to
No,
cut
go
off.
ahead.
We got the video. I'm going to show you the video.
Okay,
You tell me what you
so
think.
we're gonna take a pause, and while we at it, do you want to go right into the commercials after the video?
No, because we need to come right back after
Okay.
this. Go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead.
In 1926, they discovered the perfect trap. 40 hours keeps you alive, but too tired to escape. Henry Ford ran the numbers. He tested different work schedules and found the sweet spot. 40 hours. Not because it's optimal for productivity, because it's optimal for control. Let's do the math. 40 hours work, 10 hours commuting, 56 hours sleeping, 14 hours for eating, showering, basic survival. That's 120 hours, leaving you 48 hours of free time. Except you're exhausted. So you spend Saturday recovering from the week and Sunday dreading Monday. Your weekend isn't freedom, it's recovery time, so you can do it again. Monday morning, the alarm goes off and you feel it, that existential dread. 5 days until freedom, 5 days of giving your life away. For what? A paycheck that disappears instantly. Rent, bills, food, loans, nothing left. You want to start that business? Too tired. Learn that skill? Too tired. Build that project? Too tired. That's not an accident. That's the design. If you had energy left over, you'd leave. If you had money left over, you'd build something. If you had time left over, you'd organize. They can't let that happen. So they found the formula. Just enough money to survive, just enough time to not completely break, just enough energy to come back tomorrow, but never enough to escape. And then they tell you, work hard for 45 years, then you can retire. So you do it. You trade your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s for a paycheck. And at 65, you're free. Except your body's broken, your energy's gone. You spent your best years building someone else's dream, and your freedom came too late to use it. The 40-hour work week isn't about productivity, it's about compliance. Keep you tired, keep you poor, keep you busy. Too exhausted to think, too broke to leave, too busy to organize. That's not employment, that's control. And you'll do it for the next 45 years. Unless you break or escape. But you won't, because you can't afford to. That's the trap.
And that's the American way.
I don't believe that.
That's such a motivation.
No. That was for okay. So did you say for who?
I said,
I was about to listen.
What?
I felt every bit of that, but I fired. I remember, okay, how I got into this business, how I got into the business world was I was working corporate America, right? Working Volkswagen North America. I get a tap on the shoulder. So in the ensuing time, mind you, I had caught a little case 25 years ago. Got an F on my report card, right? Mm-hmm. I tried to go back and work for a previous job, which was the post office. Of course, they didn't want to let felons in, right? Mm-hmm. And so I tried to go myself and get my record expunged. I went through got all the documentation, got all of the stuff taken care of, went down to the clerk's office. They tried to deny me. Their supervisor made them push it through. Mike Cox, at the time, was the attorney general. He wrote me back, circled the second criminal offense I had, and was like, "You'll never. We can't do it." Mm-hmm. Right? Right then and there, I was so mad. I'm sitting in my apartment. I lived at the Pavilion, right? I'm 30 years old. Mm-hmm. I'm a bachelor. It's all good, right?
You got that car.
Right. And so I sat there and I thought to myself, like, they're saying that I'm a criminal, that I'm not worthy to be in corporate America. But although after I had caught cases, I'm working, I got $1 million budget. I'm working for Xerox. I'm working for GM Legal. I'm working for Roush. All of these different companies, right?
Right.
But I'm a criminal.
Yeah.
And you know what I said? I was like, every person I know that's an entrepreneur, that's got a corporation, there's some blood money behind that. They're criminals too. So since the government, Mike Cox himself, wrote me back and said, basically, you a criminal for life, I'm going to be exactly what you said I am. So I started a business.
So answer this. When you started your business, did you have any capital? Assets?
You know what? I started a landscaping business. I was cutting grass out the back of my car. My grandmother gave me a Works GT electrical edger. Right. Okay. I had an old used lawnmower. So I had nothing.
But you had something
I had to drive because someone literally the government told me, and at the time I'm thinking like, yeah, McDonald's, who kills people every day.
Right.
I'm used to work for GM. I used to work in GM Legal. You know, all the lawsuits, all the stuff we would get rid of. These motherfuckers was criminals. So for me, since you saying I'm a criminal, I'm going to be one. And I became an entrepreneur. So that was the inspiration. It wasn't about no money. So I got tired of making other people rich for 40 hours a week.
It was about money because you wanted to put that money in your pocket. Instead of putting it in their pocket, you wanted to beeline, take out the middleman and put it directly in your pocket.
Even if I made $1, it was still the point.
But you can't live off of $1.
Of course not. But guess what? You figure that out as you go along.
Where are you going to live? You're going to make enough money for your livelihood.
You know what I did? Mind you now, I got laid off.
You married well?
Did I marry well?
I'm just fucking with you. But you made enough money to keep a roof over your head.
Yeah.
You made enough money to feed yourself.
I hustle too.
Okay. We're going to go back to that. So
okay.
Now.
It was I was doing two things.
When I look at that video, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm shaking my head absolutely because I've seen that was the dream that I was sold when I was a little girl. Besides saying that there will be a retirement plan and Social Security for you, they played it accurately for my parents, not for me.
Right.
And when I noticed when my generation came along, it wasn't 40 hours. They were getting 50 and 60 hours out of me, which let me know that I had time for a business.
That part.
Because it wasn't, you know what I'm saying, an 8-hour work day means that you're actually working 7 and you got an hour lunch. But I started off working a 9-hour work day with an hour lunch, and then they paid me for 8.
But you didn't have any kids at the time either, right?
Even this was up until COVID. So King had been here. Okay. This is my corporate American job, but I'm doing the hours and the math on base what they said. I'm looking at the time that I'm spending at my desk and on the floor, and it's way more than 40 hours.
Of course.
And if I can give that to them, that extra 2 or 3 hours I have to give them per day can go into my business because there is enough time to do both.
Listen, you're gonna end up like me. 2-stroke victim, bad stomach. They got to I got to have surgery. They got to put a stent in me, right? That's because trying to do burning candles at both ends. I want a job. You got to do one or the other.
My pre-stroke incident happened being in corporate America and not doing anything for myself.
Exactly.
My stomach issues developed
because you were working. You're giving your all. You're making other people rich. That I am not in the business of making no one else rich. Now, if we got a plan together and we want to get rich together. But I'm all about collaboration.
My health changed.
I'm all about collab.
My health changed when my mental changed. So what I'm saying is I was giving them that extra 2-3 hours a day, and it was breaking me down. I was gaining weight. I wasn't healthy. I didn't have time to eat well. I didn't have time to even shop for a good lunch. I didn't have enough money to DoorDash a good lunch. I found myself hospitalized. I found myself on 7 different pills, and nothing when I look back on my life represented anything that I was doing for myself, my family, or my legacy. They took more than 40 hours from me.
So you're agreeing with us then?
What I'm saying is when I...
Pretty much.
No, I'm saying...
It's a damaging job.
No, what I'm saying is when I realized I had that extra hours to give, I realized that I can start building a business. It doesn't cut off at 40 hours. 40 hours doesn't make you too tired to do anything else.
I've seen so many people.
Because don't you work more than 40 hours a week working for yourself?
Exactly.
Miles, you damn sure work more than 40 hours working for yourself.
For me. Thank you.
So to say that the 40-hour work week doesn't allow you to start building a business, start.
So,
because you're going to have a transition period.
So let's put it like this. With all fairness with me, I'm gonna tell you this. You might know, like, but you got to realize at one point in time, you talking about burning candles. I had a cafe, I had 2 record stores, I had 3 other offices, I had a national television show. All financial responsibility. I mean, talking about every dime
got to be handled.
Was for me.
Yep.
There's no one could say any other different except for the chick who gave me $10,000. Other than that, every dime was by me. So I understand about the wear and tear.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm in the position I'm in now, because I'm trying to get back or surpass where I was, is not because I stayed on top. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, if I would have had a job, I'd have been dead.
Yep.
Doing what I did.
Doing what you did, and jobs are different. So Arnika said that was some of our grandfather's parents' life, what was shown there.
Exactly.
My grandfather worked for Ford, then GM. He retired early and started a cab company with a friend. He always told us, do not give the factories all your life and time. This new generation is big on taking chances and doing what their passion is. So, like, that's why I said when I looked at that video, it resonated with me when it came to my parents, my grandparents.
That resonated with me personally.
I mean,
because I've lived that
but
life.
y'all are older than me. So
not by much. You what?
47.
He's 6
2 years older than you, and he's about 5 or 6 years older than you.
Right. And how long have you been in
We're
business?
all in the same generation.
But I wasn't working.
And listen, and here's the thing.
I'm telling you, I was never picking up boulders and putting them down.
I will say this much.
Never once in my life.
My parents told me, my father exclusively told me, you will never, your generation will never have what the boomers have. That's the boomer generation.
Yeah, never.
What did they have?
They listen. They getting a check just to be alive. They getting a pension just to be alive. They got Cadillac Healthcare because they gave Chrysler, Ford, and GM and all these companies 30 years. They gonna be at the top floor for a scratch at Providence Hospital.
They bought their house.
They bought their house for $20,000. Right, $5,000.
Yeah,
trips everywhere.
And I bought mine for $1.
But Miles,
they still had to work and build and all that shit. Stop, quick, tell the whole story.
No, what's the whole story?
I mean, the whole story. They was buying brand new houses for $5,000.
I know,
totally everything.
Okay, I mean, I get
some of them
that.
had GI bills. They had the leverage.
But economics is different.
But what I'm saying is, when it comes to 40 hours, when you find out that corporate America will take the 50 from you on top of all that extra, the plus. So your addition adds 10 more hours or 12 more hours. You realize that, hey, I can give 10 or 12 hours to myself in building my own business. I realize how long I lay in the bed. How many people lay there and don't move?
Exactly.
You don't stretch, you don't think, you don't write, you don't move, you don't check your computer or check your email. You wait there. Lord forbid you're set by the alarm. Man. You wait until the alarm goes off instead of being in motion. Those are time, and we all can project it if we're not doing it ourselves.
It's called resting.
It's not resting.
That's what it is.
But
sometimes, listen. If you live in your whole life, even if it's your passion or your job or whatever, if you trust me, I've gotten to the point in my life I've realized none of this shit that I'm doing right now matter.
It don't matter.
It does not matter because we're all gonna end up in the same place, and then how fast I'm gonna get there is depending on how much effort I'm putting into this.
Very true. I would put it like this: the reason I put entrepreneurship struggle piece because somebody said, "Dog, you see me this weekend here. I was hurting." He said, "Man, but it look like you so peaceful today." I said, "Well, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't had shit to think about for the past 2 days." You know what I mean? And so I understand. Most people look at entrepreneurship as a struggle. it really is so peaceful because you are on your own time.
Yep.
You have managed to do something where most people pay people to tell them what time to be there.
Yep.
That shit crazy.
And tell you when you gonna go home.
Yeah.
When can you go eat? Ain't nobody tell. Listen, if I want to go eat right now, I can't. Do I have a schedule? Yeah,
Of course you do.
Yeah, of course I do. Do I have people I have to go deal with? And guess what? They love to see me. Ooh, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah,
As long as the bread is coming, and then when I'm free from that, the rest of my time. I ain't got to be. Oh my God, this. To me, it's like a rat race,
Right.
in a sense of it's time.
But don't you feel like that comes from?
I give you a
wait
perfect
minute,
example.
But does that not come from the peace that you've set for yourself? Because it's also not peaceful to try to figure out how you're going to pay your bills.
I mean,
if nobody's concerned about rent, mortgage, car notes, insurance, and all
that's
that,
about how much pressure you put on yourself too.
Because you can live like that.
I believe everybody have a pressure, right?
Yeah.
But a paycheck or a job don't conclude it as the end all be all.
No, right.
What happens is when you get caught up like Uber and Lyft and all that shit, what people doing? People. They figured out like, damn, we got over 6 million people that have vision and dreams and ambition. So we give them instant gratification to where they can download $115, $150 today. And they'll bust their ass for that. Instead of sitting.
What do you mean bust their ass for that?
People busting their ass for $150 a day
What,
driving
doing Uber?
And I just made a run that was $150
Wait a minute,
one way.
But do you think that when people are driving Uber, they feel like they busting their ass?
Yes.
No, don't. No. Why? Why do you feel like they feel like they're? Think about comparing.
I've been doing this for so long.
No.
I know what you will eventually feel like.
Okay.
I did R&D for Uber for 7 years. The bottom line is the reason why they have this R&D, they need to know what these drivers and shit is thinking. The bottom line is
You want to get your money right when you get your money.
Right.
It's a gratifying feeling when you're getting paid right.
And then as soon as you get that motherfucking car, you realize you've been sitting in that car for 7 hours.
Yep.
And you sitting there like, God damn, I made $150 in 7 hours.
Which one? Here's something else though. If like a lot of writers I know who do certain articles, they will be an Uber driver for an article.
Yeah, but they're not making a living. It's
a means.
So let me ask you a question. Are they a writer or are they an Uber driver?
They're actually a writer, but they love the Uber driving because it tells stories.
That ain't what I asked you. What do you think? What pays them? The articles or the driving?
I think both, actually.
Okay.
You can't. They are so entrenched you can't tell. But especially a lot of people I know.
You be trying to get answers out of people, and then when they don't answer the way you want them to, just answer. Just say what you want to say. What is your answer you're looking for?
The truth is, they motherfucking Uber drivers. So
they're not writers?
Wait a minute. They so happen to know how to write because when you.
But if it's their passion, aren't they a writer?
Exactly.
Have you ever saw a football player? Have you ever saw a football player nigga playing hockey?
I have some experience.
I have.
No, you haven't.
I know what he's talking about. But one thing that people don't realize when I have a business, I have Uber right on my account. I'm 5-star with Uber. But here's the thing: I haven't Ubered in 4 years. You know why? You know why I stay on that platform? Just because I know if I get tired, or if I just I don't know, just bored, which I'm hardly ever. Because I'm so busy with the clientele that I built up. What I said before, I know what the Uber drivers will go out here and be in the car for 7-8 hours doing knick-knack runs. You know what the biggest thing is, other than wearing your body out? You wearing your damn car.
Right. No,
brakes, gas, oil changes, hit potholes.
I want to go back to something. I was a server, which I can compare being a server is like somebody who is working in the plant. Fine dining serving, carrying 8 to 12 covered trays and china glasses, taking glass from point A to point B. I bust my ass. You know what I mean? So when I think about Uber driving and you saying a person is busting their ass, they're driving. And maybe mentally
But see, you know what, I would say it's different though, because I come from the bottom, so I was a cab driver.
Right.
So I had to put my own money up.
But what I'm saying
it wasn't like
is,
Uber, and you gonna get somebody ping, and you go over here and pick up Nancy.
Your ass.
Oh, in the cab?
I mean, so what
Woo,
degree?
for that same 150 that them Uber drivers would take 7 or 8 runs to do, it would take me 30 to do.
Okay,
and I'd be out here for
so
12 hours
so
in a car with
you're talking about figuratively, mentally.
I mean,
You know,
Oh, but you know what, though?
figuratively. I mean, because figuratively.
and physically.
I mean, why? Because you're sitting in a car.
Because you're using your
Because
body,
when I
using your body strength, using your mentality.
What
You know how many times I'm in
body
water,
strength
knee
are
in
you
a-
using
this-
driving?
Your mind.
Your mind.
I said,
You're
but I
concentrating.
said, did I not say figuratively and mentally?
Yes,
So
it's-
don't say no.
it's
You're
wearing
not
out.
saying right, and then you're
It's wearing
using
you
your
out.
mind. You can't say that when I
Okay.
just said that.
Add that
I
on.
said physically.
Physically, yes, it will.
You because you're sitting in the car.
Prone,
But
too. Yeah.
you're
Long
sitting in the car
Like I
and
said,
you right.
driving a taxi and Ubering. Ubering is amateur hour
Would you-
compared to
would
what
you
I
compare
used to
to-
literally
can
have
you-
to was a living to do, and
Would-
it was a cash business.
Would you compare
Wasn't
that
paying
to
no
somebody
taxes.
who's physically working or somebody who's in the plant or doing construction?
Time is time.
No, I'm not talking about time. I'm talking about busting your ass.
Yes, because let me tell you something about being in a car for 12 hours.
You're like this, and your body gets stuck.
You're eating bad.
Right.
Your back, because mind you not, you ain't in your car where you can just lean.
Right.
Right. You up prone.
Okay.
There's been times. Now look, your boy Jay-Z had a big concert here about 13 years ago. Him and Eminem.
Mm-hmm.
That particular night, it was like I made about $500, right? But this knee and this ankle, they was like, "Don't you ever do that no more."
Right.
Because I picked up probably about 50 people. I stopped counting. I just was counting the money. But the wear out, the lack of sleep I was getting,
And now Uber only paying you 40%.
40%. And that's what I said. So when I got into business,
They ain't cause
Yeah.
no fucking gas right.
You
That's,
watch is the article lately?
that's business. I don't care what they write, man.
They
It's,
wrote it
it's
the other
business.
day. The
It's
gas
business.
prices is killing Uber right now.
How? They not paying for it. The fuck?
Somebody is.
They pay their own gas.
That's my point. So why they cutting more? Stop it, man. Don't quit
So
giving
so
these excuses.
so
Yeah,
just
it's news.
Just going back to the people and women feel like they have to do a caveat and saying maybe because I'm a woman or this, that, and the other.
I ain't never wanted to work,
listen,
even when I was a
can
child. I ain't never had a dream job.
That's not what I'm talking about. They're just saying that their parents or fathers referring to what they used to do to what we're doing now as having a soft life, a softer life. Like we can't compare to the conditions of when Harry Ford did that.
Right.
And that's all people are saying. Like that is a
Technology.
great
No.
idea. Like even when it comes to inside the plant, I never been inside of the plant, and my apologies to anybody who works there. But
tell you.
compared to listening to the stories my dad have and the robots and shit that they have, you know what I'm saying? Like my dad literally had to get up under the car, get up, stand, get up under.
Oh,
they
yeah.
got a robot and they like zzz,
But like,
zzz.
like
You know, physically.
Like-
it changed. I'm just saying. I'm just going based on
even what they
the
say,
comments.
The comments. The one thing they not doing because we're not giving the broad perspective. Henry Ford didn't make it for that time. He made it for the shit to last this long.
But technology is said, "Psst, that's no longer relevant."
That's not true. How you gonna say that?
Because I work in plant. 40 hours is 40 hours.
So do the robots install themselves? No.
No,
Y'all,
the people that install robots know how much they work.
I think you need to
And
take
the
from the
people who
fact
install
that.
the robots probably work 5 hours a week. They just got to be in the
And
building
exactly.
40
But
hours.
see, you have to also you have to look
They
at
definitely starting their
the
own business
premise
when they
of
leave work.
when did he start that?
No, that was
In 1915, right?
no,
1940.
1940. So
No. The 40-hour work week.
1940.
The $5 day week.
1940.
But that was 40.
1940, 42. So yeah, when they did the assembly plant over here in Highland Park.
The team
Well, that goes back
40.
to like 1914, 15.
Right.
Highland Park is old. That
No,
plant
that's
is
about
old.
the assembly plant.
The 40-hour week, the $5 a day coincided with the 40-hour week.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I don't-
Because you know why? What it was, their attrition. Like people work one day, I'm out, fuck this shit.
I mean,
right?
same thing Rockefeller did.
And so what he did was he streamlined everything. He gave you $5 a day, right? Which was good money when things cost 10 cents and whatever, right? But he also instituted the 40-hour, and you got to look at the date where we're at now. That idea has lasted 111 years.
Let's go back.
We have been working for 40-hour weeks for 111 years, and guess what? He mostly got
100 years exactly.
Right.
This is the year anniversary. So it says a 40-hour work week officially became the U.S. federal law in October 24th, 1940, when it was amended
1940.
of the 1938 Fair Labor Laws. But while Henry Ford famously adopted the 5-day 40-hour work week in his workers in 1926.
Okay.
It did not become a national standard until 1940.
So he's been standing on that for 100 years.
And that's crazy.
That's crazy.
And the fact that we fall, listen, even to this day.
It's still the plantation, because literally he got that from slavery.
And you know where he got it from? You know who actually created the assembly plant? George Carver.
Yep.
George Washington Carver.
George Washington Carver, which was his homeboy.
Yes.
Believe it or not.
But
anti-Semite and everything.
But still to the point that 40-hour work week has built the industry that we have today.
we don't have shit.
Really?
No.
Why not?
The American, who owns it? Again.
But
We don't have
investors.
Y'all keep saying that we own.
They're
we got
multinational corporations.
What I'm trying to figure out, and you guys, I have a conversation with a lot of people about money not being real, and you said that yesterday on the show.
For sure.
It resonates, but then when you have people and you say you buy things with money and this, that, and the other, it's a whole capitalistic understanding. And I think when people say money isn't real, you need to find a different term or be more in depth on the meaning of that. But we're going to leave that there because it has nothing to do with today's topic.
Well, actually, kind of do, because money just devalues.
Yeah. But we have to be more specific and what the masses is saying and how they feel. You know, because everybody who's an entrepreneur didn't get the opportunity to start young. You know what I mean? Youth is a value. So when you're 50 something years old and you're telling people that it's easy, and they're 50 something years old and they're saying to themselves, I've been trying for 30 years to do this. It doesn't seem easy to me. We always cut and dry things to people as if tomorrow you can do it.
You can.
Okay.
The problem is most people they don't have the balls or the testicular fortitude to do so.
Testicular fortitude.
The bottom line
That's nuts.
How about this? They had asked Jay-Z and a couple other multi-millionaire, billionaire people why y'all have not gotten into the auto industry.
You say what?
They asked why they ain't been in the auto industry. You don't even take $5 billion to start an auto plant, right? Okay. Koreans had gotten to the auto plant. By the way, who has the safest workplace and most productive workplace.
They got a lot of government subsidies too, though.
There you go. But guess what? Yes and no. They only have one American plant.
Yeah, in
Georgia. Yeah, Georgia.
Yep.
So when you look at when people talk about the auto plant, look what it's doing. It hasn't done nothing but made broken. There's a lot of broken homes that come from what we think is good. There's a lot of broken fucking homes.
I can't agree with that. Broken homes come from other stuff.
Oh, okay. But when you supposed to go home at 9:00 and the kids waiting for you to
At
get
9
home.
o'clock?
No, I'm just giving an example of time.
I mean,
I'm just giving an example. At 9:00, supposed to be out at 9.
nobody goes home at 9 o'clock.
Okay. So,
I would just say you have
So
absentee parenting.
I don't know about shifts, but whatever shift you're supposed to be there, they gonna tell you. They tell your ass that you got to stay another 2 to 4 hours. Your fucking ass staying there.
Yeah.
It ain't no walk.
Mandatory overtime. Woo! Here it is.
We got rules behind that. That's why you got union.
If that shit don't work, they know half of y'all motherfuckers gonna say I'm hurt, and y'all don't be at work hurt. Y'all be at motherfucking bar dancing y'all motherfucking ass off. Yeah. The truth is, how many people you know right now is on bullshit FMLA shit?
I don't know. I'm speaking about his personal situations.
Okay.
Okay. We don't do that.
Dorian, when you was working, how many people was fake that their back was hurting?
Shit. I mean, I never really worked in a factory.
Okay.
I worked in warehouses. I did white collar jobs.
I got 4 friends.
Yeah.
They've been off work for 2 years.
But I got a friend currently right now that works for a particular plant in Ohio, right across the border, who is assembling Wranglers, who will call me and talk to me, and he has type 2 diabetes. his hand, he needs surgery. And guess what? The union and the plans basically told him. Chrysler told him, "Hey, look, you didn't get that here because you know why? You started in the plant at 45."
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
Well, that's you started playing at 45.
And again,
And so-
I know 4 people playing flag football.
Playing
right
flag
now.
football
They
right
fuck
now.
around talking about their back is out, but been off work for 2 years. This bullshit. They understand what they do. They understand our mentality. They understand we're not gonna go to work if we don't have to. If we can get paid to stay at home, they know what we're gonna do.
So
that's
That's what I said. I don't ever remember being a kid thinking like I wanted a job.
Shit.
I didn't want a job. I just thought money was,
I want to take a moment, real quick, and hit the topic up because we only have about maybe possibly 20 minutes, and you guys are
This was a topic, but all right.
I thought it was
no.
topic.
The topic
topic
is
is,
entrepreneurship, struggle or peace. So. Without anybody saying you're wrong and you're not right.
I can say what the fuck I want.
I mean, I'm just saying, but you tell everybody they're wrong, and you
Exactly.
got to stop.
Okay.
Would you say that entrepreneurship is struggle or peace, Dorian?
In my situation currently, I can only speak for me. It's a little bit of both, but not so much more stress. The stress comes from when I may have a lot on my plate. And what I tend to do is I just rationalize everything. And I have to also think too, like, really, I have a very easy business. It's a business of personalities. I have to concentrate. Look, I saw a dead body already this morning before I even got my first group of people. I had to
that's
stop.
depressing.
Look, and then you got to
What you do?
Right. Look, it was just in the news. It was just on the lodge this morning.
Okay. Is that what was going on in the lodge?
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, once that's done, I got the rest of I got peace.
Yeah.
People ask me all the time, when do you rest? When I ain't fucking with y'all.
There you go.
I know time management, and I don't try to run the streets and be in everybody's face and doing everything. That's why I say a lot of times people call me because the more I've gotten in my business, the more I've become more introverted. I'm gonna spend my time where my money is spent at home,
Okay.
There you go.
my house.
And I have
Okay, thank you for that. Do you want to answer?
No,
or?
I was just saying, I understand about the house because I enjoyed my house for 2 straight days. And I was like, wow, it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just about sitting down and watching TV. It's about, damn, I can still do my exercises here.
Yep.
I cleaned up my house to a spectacular, to it was crazy. And I realized I have been neglecting me over, I'm trying to get back, surpass where I was. So my entrepreneurship is different than a lot of people because I do a lot. So I just don't do shirts. I just don't do this. By being in the media, I have to be
Present.
present in a lot of places. But when, again, I do this every day.
But if you love it, it's not no work.
Exactly.
So since I was going from person to person, why don't you just answer?
What you mean, huh?
You just answered it.
Damn, what's wrong with you? You okay?
You going from struggle to peace?
I said in the beginning, of peace. I go for peace all day. My struggle is going to be my struggle regardless.
Regardless, right.
Yeah, my struggle is my struggle.
Whether you had a job or you got your own. Listen, I look at it like this. This is all work.
Look, I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to my house. My house.
I want you to do it.
Strikes again.
But the whole thing is, the only reason I ever got into entrepreneurship is because of the peace.
Okay.
Because I cannot let no white man tell me what to do. I refuse. I refuse that.
So I'm gonna ask you in 1 second, Kels, but for both of you, is the piece comes in where it is not answering to anybody and being the king of your own domain in a lot of ways of saying it, or am I incorrect in saying that?
You're incorrect.
Okay, I'm sure.
The whole thing is being the anchor and the captain of my own time. Like I told people, if I die, I'm gonna die on my own time. If I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die for me. I'm not gonna die because I'm stressed out because Mr. Ford tearing my ass up.
I have a similar same thought frame of that. Is that I'm not about to make these devils wealthy.
Okay.
Now, here's the caveat. All I deal with is wealthy people, and I make them pay me, and I don't call them. They call me.
Yeah.
Right.
That is that's a flex and a boner all in one.
Right. So hold that thought.
I can
Kels.
wear what I want. I ain't look. I used to think, let me get a luxury. I'm pulling up in Hondas and Fords now, and still charging them top dollar.
Okay.
because they're
They're paying for you.
buying me.
They're
Right.
So,
paying for the experience.
Kels, do you think entrepreneurship is a struggle or peace?
It's a double-edged sword. That's why I look at it, because a lot of my friends who are entrepreneurs are reasons why I didn't pursue it. Because I can outcook a lot of people, and a lot of people trying to push me to being a chef. But a lot of people who are newer chefs and people who I worked with, you know, and I was really up under. I wasn't up under him, but he was trying to show me a lot of stuff. You give up holidays. You give up birthdays. You give up Christmases. You give up a lot of things that I hold dear. That I want to spend with my family.
Yep.
So if I can spend certain days with my family, I have no peace.
Understand that.
Yeah.
It's understood.
So as you know, and that's also a writer.
Right.
Joined the National Association of Black Journalists Detroit chapter, and learning even as a journalist, you gotta give up some holidays. You got to cover stories. You got to be some places other than where you want to be with your family on certain times and days. So again, I value peace with my family, not necessarily the struggles that come with entrepreneurship in some areas. So that's where I look at it.
It's crazy that you brought that point up, because as working for other people, I had to make that sacrifice regardless. You know, I worked in service. So when I hear people talk about busting ass, ain't nothing worse than fine dining serving when you're in a monkey suit and you pretty much have to say, yes, sir, monsieur, yes, you know what I mean, for a $500 bottle. But when you leave, you realize you really should be paying a W-9 because your pockets are fat. Exactly. They're paying you for the service. But since I was 26, I've given up Christmas and Thanksgiving. I worked at Ford Field, so 7 years. And the first 3 years of King's life, I wasn't there for Thanksgiving. I had to sacrifice because the Lions gonna play every year. You know, they gonna play the day after Christmas every year. You know, so even if I had Christmas, I was getting up at 7 a.m. so I could be to the field. So I really couldn't sacrifice it. But when I look at being an entrepreneur now, I was blessed to take my time, talents to find a job that allowed me to be a better entrepreneur and have the extra time to do what I love while making a profit. Because my passion is making people happy. And I can do that at the museum. You know, people buy me just like they buy me as a photographer. I rent out the museum. I am what they buy. I told my director that I have almost 100% yes rate if they can afford it, because they set with me, which is why my budget is beyond. Same thing with photography. People, I don't have the best camera. I just bought the best camera because I was getting tired of what my product looked like. So it was time to invest into my business. But I knew that with my little Rebel, people were paying for the Lake B Essence experience. Right. They seen everything in the rose-colored glasses because they had such a good time and they felt so cool.
But you got the day job too that you don't mind at all.
That's what I said. I was when I was working in corporate taught me with all this extra hours they was getting from me, all this physical labor that they was taking from me, all the pain, and wasn't paying me for, because they only paying me for a 40-hour week, but I can't leave until after 50, 60 hours. That I had the extra time to invest in myself. And that's all I was saying when it came to the video. COVID gave me the opportunity to figure that out. Like, I'm not going back to that. And they were getting the extra time. This ain't just 40 hours.
You're not going back to what? Corporate
I'm not
America?
going back to where somebody's paying me for 40. They're paying me for 40, but every hour after 41, I'm getting paid less. You're not getting 50 hours out of me, 60 hours out of me.
So you still work for the museum,
salaried.
right?
Yeah. So
you're salaried.
I am. So but they don't control my schedule.
Listen, first of all, you want a whole different strata in what you're doing.
But the museum,
it's not like a person that works at a retail store or auto plant
or a restaurant or anything.
I would say just about everybody in this room have very unique jobs as far as what we do, and it allows us a certain amount of freedom. And at our age, it should be like that.
Right.
Look, we are in our prime money making years. in your 40s and your 50s,
50s.
this is when you're supposed to make
Make the
your
most money.
And most millionaires didn't become millionaires until they was in their late 40s anyway. If you
50s.
think about Jay-Z, everybody talking about
Shit, Obama.
when did he become a multi-millionaire? He was about 37, 38.
Yeah.
He was touching 40.
Yeah.
Once he had gotten, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So in a sense, we are right where we're supposed to be.
Listen, I remember him coming to my record store, and he said, "Man, I can't wait when I can just not do these store runs."
These store runs, yeah.
And then the next year, literally, the Volume 3 came out. He told, "Hey, we're gonna be at the Athenaeum. We got 2 suites going down."
Oh, you was there too?
Yeah.
Oh man, we had a ball that night.
Yeah. Him, Benny Siegel, all them. So when I think of entrepreneurship, I hear the word ship. Something has to be in motion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If it's nothing in motion, it don't make no sense.
No.
Like I woke up at 3:30 this morning and I ain't been back to sleep.
That's my day.
Yeah.
That's my day every day.
So
every day.
what is growing pains for you when you decided to leave corporate? Was it a growing pain for you when you decided to leave?
Was it a growing pain? It was definitely a sign of maturity. Because when you walk the natural path, and I say the natural path for most, or go to high school, go to college, get a job. So when you find yourself getting out of college during a recession in 2001, and there's no jobs, it was a struggle. I got my corporate job. I lost my corporate job. And then I realized that I come from a family of entrepreneurship / hustlers. Because in our being a black person, they are synonymous. And I'm not taking that away from anybody. I started bartending because I love people.
There you go.
But even when I was doing that and I was doing all this for myself, it was a point in time where I was like, I have to get back into getting the wages, getting the insurance, getting the pay. So I thought, and I'm going to take everything that I learned hustling, being a fine dining server, and take that into the corporate. Now, there's where that was the growing pains. As I sat at those desks and ran those departments, I realized that when I blacked out at my son's job and I found myself on a gurney, they still fed the popes that day. And there wasn't a prayer that went out for me. You know, I spent 8 days in the hospital trying to fight for my life with a 5-year-old. And my corporate office still ran. But they were calling me still to make decisions, as if my blood pressure wasn't 238 over 156. You know, but they needed me to make decisions, but they didn't care about my life. I bagged that. I kept pushing. But when COVID happened and they made Cobo Hall a hospital, and I had been battling with asthma. I really think I was battling.
They made Cobo Hall a hospital?
Yeah.
Triage.
Yeah, it's
like
like a whole
crazy.
triage thing.
Damn, I had no
Yeah,
idea.
it was wild. It was wild.
And they tried to convince.
Doing COVID.
it was somebody
But they
for,
tried to
sci-fi.
convince us that they redid the ducts and they were ciphering the bad air out
Shit.
and pushing that outside and bringing bad air in. Now I went to college, and that's all I can say about that, because I don't remember shit. But I know that ain't right. And I also know y'all just told us yesterday that we were going to be working in the parking lot and doing all these XY. You know how big Cobo Hall is?
Yeah.
Let the math. How long would it take to redo that system?
About a month and a half.
Exactly. It can't be Tuesday.
No,
It ain't gonna be overnight.
I don't give a
They
fuck.
change filters.
So when you talk about passion and profit and this, that, and the other, they push money. They gave you $1,000 stipend to stay.
Yeah.
And then they gave you $500 pretty much to leave.
This is the corporate you were working.
This is corporate.
Right.
But when I realized in that moment that my life, my cough, my breathing, nothing about that mattered, I took the L. But I also had family.
Yeah. But did you take the L?
I took the loss at the time. I mean, at the time, because I had to step back and say, they will put my life on the line.
They was created on you enough time. Look, don't call me from the hospital. I'm about to die.
I mean, but
We're done.
This is two different jobs. This is how life goes. That was my eye-opening experience when I was in the hospital. And now we're fast forwarding, and COVID is happening, and they're telling us to come into work.
Yeah,
coming to work, and I'm like, people are dying, and they're bringing the people who are dying to Kobo. So I'm so used to watching Contagion and all these different movies.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I was right there. How you gonna bring the people who dying here and tell me the bad air is going out?
Because they know the truth and we didn't.
Yeah, they know the truth and we didn't. But that's just. But see, if the overall arching feel is, do corporate America care about its employees?
Fuck no.
Actually, Mika, it was TCF at the time. It wasn't even Kobo, but it would be Kobo to me. When I left there, I left TCF. They changed the name.
White corporate
now it's
America
Huntington.
would never have no compassion for black folks. Right. No matter how they want to put it, no matter who's your friends outside, white capitalists could care less. They don't care about their own.
And
well, let's say
UAW.
And let's say this.
They're not white.
Let's say this. I don't even, when it comes to corporate, I won't even say it's a white or black thing. It's a people thing. Because in this instance, every company I've worked for, I've always been the minority. And most decisions that are made based on levels of what you work. They don't give a fuck about you if you at this level. They don't give a fuck about you if you at this level. And usually white men are running this level. But when COVID came around, they just wanted people to work. They didn't care, because remember, black people wasn't supposed to die from this.
How about this?
I think they told us that so we would come to work.
They don't care about how long people work, but white capitalists run America. They the ones who death defy us. The reason why we still want to eat McDonald's knowing that it kills us.
Man, that big arch is not that good.
And people need to realize that most of these corporations are what I like to call they're a-national, which means that they're not American.
They're not. Bank of America, not fucking American. Anyway, we that's what I'm saying. We be falling for the dumb shit all the time.
All the time.
And don't realize it.
We get hoodwinked more than we think.
The Bank of America is owned by the Dutch.
Sure is.
It's like, so we just think dumb shit because whatever white folks tell black folks, they just believe it.
But we had a black. First Federal was African American, wasn't it?
It is.
And then, but we're not supporting it.
That's not true. Not the source.
First
source of First Independence. First Independence source of the money is not owned. It's filtered. They license their license.
Yeah. In other words, you can start a bank, but unless you're FDIC certified and you're getting the flow. And, right.
Unless you have
anybody can open a bank.
Yeah, anybody can open a bank.
Anybody can open a bank.
Who is getting filtered from? So if us 4-5 right now decided to open up a credit union, do you know how easy that is?
Oh yeah.
$250,000 in cash. That's it. Now, have a bank, you have to have a source where it's getting funded from.
Yep.
But you can always license a bank. So Mr. Davis, he owned the name, the branding of the bank at First Independence, but he didn't own the banking system.
Nope.
And so this is where people when they be talking, terminology would dictate your outcome. This is why I be telling people, I don't care who have white friends and all that shit. Let you get pulled over.
Yeah, that ain't gonna help you.
It's a wrap. They right. They gonna separate y'all ass.
So just real quick, when we're talking about banks and being an entrepreneur, because this is something I did research on yesterday.
Okay, cool.
If you're interested in doing your own business and you want to bank with black banks, right now, One United Bank is ranked number one.
Go ahead. That's what I was saying. Number one.
Why is it number one?
Because there was one of the first online banking.
It's the largest black-owned bank in America by assets. Yeah. It has over 650 million assets and is certified by the CDFI. It is a nationwide digital banking system, and is frequently banked by is frequently ranked by the top Black-owned business list and financial reviews. We have other rated Black-owned businesses that are top tier. We have Liberty Bank and Trust, Carver Federal Savings Bank, First Independence Bank, and Citizen Trust. All these banks right here, not all the banks, but I know for sure Carver Federal, First Independence, and Citizens are 3 banks that accept your EIN. Now, just because it's a ranked bank, all banks do not accept your EIN.
No, all banks don't do business
account. And I believe One United Bank is one of them. So this is the reason why I did the research yesterday. And also, it's a big plus if you live in Michigan. First Independence Bank is actually Detroit based. So a lot of people choose this bank because although it may be backed by something else, the money is locally filtered throughout the community to keep Black economics going. And just a quick tip, there's about 20 to 25 Black-owned banks in the United States. You can look up the ranking, but it is ranked by financial strength, community impact, and accessibility, be it if it's online and branches. So if you are starting a business or you're looking forward to put your money in a Black bank, those are some research information I did for myself and my personal business when incorporating. I can also send you over a link, and I also have a reel listing the top 5 banks in America, Black banks in America, that will accept your EIN number.
And before y'all do that, before Lake do that, she gonna make sure she have a referral link that she could give y'all so she gets her money. Anyway,
hey, I do this for the passion. I don't need the money.
Oh well.
But I mean, and not trying to be funny. Is something that I battle. That's why I do believe profit over passion, because when I do things with people, I hear this all the time. Well, all the information and resources and things that you know and how many people you have helped, you should be getting paid from that. And I'm like, I just want to, one, sit at the table with like-minded people that are pushing forward, that's moving in motion. And for 2, I just want to see people win. We constantly spend a lot of time conversing about what people ain't doing, what people do believe, but I do personally believe that there's a lot of people who want to push forward, and I want to positively impact those people by not telling them how negative their thoughts could be.
When you don't got not one Black thing in front of you.
What do you mean?
anyway,
you know what? No, this is not Black, but I will be.
You should have been trying
No, I got blackberries, nigga. Shit. And I got 2 black. Two, because I don't even look at you. Wow. But listen.
Talking about all that Black shit. Don't get nothing.
Real quick. It's something that I've been doing when we always talk about health and things and not being aware. I don't like to talk about things figuratively. I need concrete information, and I need to know who has done it or not. That's just how my brain works. That works best for me. Right. We constantly talk about how snacks are better overseas, how food is better overseas, and we talk about it, and then I ask people where they been or where's their passport, and they ain't been nowhere. It's like I read up on it, but we're not really quite sure. And because of that, for the past 2 months, I've been having overseas snacks shipped to my house, and these are Turkish snacks. Me and King are trying Turkish snacks right now. These are different type of cookies. This is a wafer with cream. Now, the one thing that I realized, the sugar content is extremely lower. I had black cumin cookies the other day.
Oh, wow.
And we've done cherry blossom candies. We've done different chocolates from Japan. They have crab candies that's made of actual crab that comes, and this pay.
I'm not eating no damn crab.
But I wanted to see the difference in calories, sugar content.
So what is your take from it?
Thus far, the box that I ordered, this has about 40 different flavors, surprisingly.
Is it good?
The Cuban cookie, it was a cookie, but it wasn't sweet.
It was bland.
What's the?
I mean, it was
savory?
black cumin.
It's more of a savory cookie.
It was definitely savory, but it was no
Yeah.
salt.
Like black, it's like black seed.
Yeah, it was kind of like a black seed cookie. It was no, not really like a black seed cookie. I gave you that, but it wasn't.
That's what cumin is made.
I just know this much. Everything that tastes
That's what
good
cumin is made
bad
from.
for you.
Black seed.
Everything that
It's
tastes
like-
good is bad.
But this right here is Snack Heist. That's the name of
That's
it.
from where?
This is from Turkey.
Oh yeah.
Turkey makes some good shotguns.
And this
I'm
is
sorry, we getting
wafer whipped cream.
We getting the roll on for the engineer.
Okay.
Hey y'all, we gotta get out of here. Thank y'all for watching the Right to Ground Morning Show with Lake and our debates and all that. With the two ball head guys, Kelly Green and Dorian was in the building.
Aaron.
Hey, we about to get out of here. Thank you very much, Lexi, on the ones and twos bringing us to you. We really appreciate it. See y'all later. Peace. Bye.
Bye.
Monday through Friday, great conversation, guest appearances, 'cause you